but we made a fatal flaw there. Motivation is a feeling.
If you are looking for more discipline, more growth, more from yourself, then you are in the right place, my friends. I am your host, Justin Wise, and welcome to The Journey.
What is up, brothers? This is an exciting day for me because I've always wanted to start my own podcast. I've always wanted to deliver value, live an impactful and fulfilling life. And I made the decision. I made the commitment. I bought the equipment. I started doing rehearsals, taking the notes, and here we are. And I want to offer you guys some value today. And I was thinking about, what can I talk about in my first episode? What can I give value to you guys on? And I was thinking fundamentals, basics, and that's when it clicked. Let's talk about some habits, how we eliminate bad habits, how we introduce and commit to good habits. Now, I can't promise I won't ramble. I love to ramble, word vomit, if you will, but I promise to keep it moving. I promise to deliver you guys some value. And I want to talk about three main mistakes that we a lot of times make when introducing new habits into our lives, trying to have good habits come into our lives so we can eliminate the bad ones and start becoming the person that we want to become ultimately. Then how do we have some solutions that take over those mistakes so we don't continue to make them and we can have those good habits in our life? It wouldn't be apropos for me to talk about habits, why we don't have good habits in our lives, why the habits that we try to implement fail, without talking about motivation. A lot of times we get that wedding invitation. Summer's coming up. We want to have that six-pack for the ladies. We want to have that summer bod, get rid of those fucking jelly rolls, if you will. So we get this motivation to go to the gym. We get this motivation to go get some new outfits to work out in. But we made a fatal flaw there. Motivation is a feeling. So we made a decision based on how we feel. So when the feeling in which we made that decision is left, we have nothing behind it. We have no support system, which is discipline. Discipline is a decision. Discipline is sacred. Discipline is a standard, a commitment. So when the feeling has left, we have something to just push us along and go, hey, this is where we need to be going. This is what we need to be doing. Rather than, we don't fucking need that, right? Start working on committing to the discipline it takes to carry out that new habit, which is going to lead into mistake number 2, or trap number 2 that we fall into, that is going for broke. I'm going to go to the gym every single day next week. And you just might. But very few people can sustain that right off the go, right off the jump. When you commit to a new habit or a new standard or a new action right away, and you go from 0 to 100, you're putting pressure on yourself, which leads to being overwhelmed, which leads to you quitting, which leads to resentment and disappointment. You're setting yourself up for failure because you went 0 to 100. Now, I was going to give you guys 3 solutions, but I want to over-deliver on the value here for you guys today, so I'm going to give you an extra one, and that is make it manageable. The new habit you're introducing into your life, the new system or activity that you want to indulge into, needs to be something that you can sustain, that you can commit to, in a capacity in which you can commit to. So if you can only commit to 2 days, that's fine. Do the 2 days. Do that consistently for 3-4 weeks, then add a day. And repeat that process until you get to the number of days that you actually want to go to the gym. But don't sign up for something in a manner in which you can't commit to, because that leads to that resentment, that leads to that disappointment, that guilt, rather than introducing a new habit, skill, activity, whatever the case may be, that you would like to commit to, that you would commit to in a capacity that you can commit to. I'm going to move it on into the third mistake, or the third trap that I think a lot of us fall into, and I know I fall into this all the time, is relying on willpower. I wanted to be known for being tough. I wanted to be known for having this iron will like Michael Jordan. It takes time. It takes time to develop those things over little actions, consistently, over time. And I'll reference a book, Atomic Habits. If you haven't read that book, it's my favorite book that I've ever read. If you haven't read it, go out and get it, by James Clear. If you have read it, read it again. I'm going to reference it many times here. And it talks about not relying so much on will as much as the environment. And that's kind of like conducive with everything in our lives. You're not going to surround yourself with people that you don't want to be like to become somebody else. It's just not good to put yourself in an environment that doesn't set you up for success. So what do I mean by that is if there's junk food in the house, you're going to eat it. If your goal is to be healthier and eat healthier, eat cleaner, having the junk food in the house is ultimately going to lead to failure and disappointment because the chances of you just like letting it sit there and rot aren't going to happen. It's just not likely because you're relying too much on willpower than the environment going, okay, I'm going to just put a bunch of healthy stuff in the house, eliminate the bad things that I don't want to eat, the bad habits, and now you're surrounding yourself with an environment that is setting you up for success. It doesn't prevent you from making bad decisions, doesn't prevent you from having a setback or indulging in candy or unhealthy food. Cinnabons, that's my favorite every once in a while. But it just means it's setting you up for success because you're putting yourself in an environment that's conducive to achieve your goals, your habits, whatever the case may be. Now, I want to move on to the solution so that way you guys have something where we can then take action today to then improve the product that we're offering to our friends, offering our family, offering the world, which is us. Solution number one is keep it simple. One habit, not 10. One habit, not 10. Right behind you guys, I have a whiteboard that has a list of things. And the beauty is that list is always just going to change. It's not going to get shortened. It's going to maybe have bigger problems on it. But the reality is I have one thing at the top. That's the thing I feel is most important right now to handle. And once that's handled, once I have the discipline down with that, I'll move on to the next thing and the next thing, so on and so forth. But what I don't have is a list of 10 things I want to work on, 10 things I want to achieve, 10 habits I want to master, and I just start throwing things out there. It's very strategic. This is the number one thing I want to work on. I'm working on this thing. And it just made me think of this quote, and I'm probably going to butcher this, but it's, don't fear the man that's practiced 1,000 kicks once. You fear the man that's practiced one kick 1,000 times. Don't worry about every single thing right away. Get one thing down. Get it into a good routine. Have good discipline. Then you can scale it. Then you can start indulging into other habits and areas of your life that you want to improve and things like that. The second solution that I have for you guys is one of my favorites, is make the habits that you want to eliminate, the bad habits, difficult to access, difficult to achieve, and make the good habits, the habits you want to introduce into your life, easy to access, easy to achieve. Going back to the healthy food example, if you want to be healthier, eliminate the unhealthy food from the house. That's step number one. You've made it difficult to access and achieve that unhealthy habit. Now you go out and get healthy food and you put the banana or whatever right next to the coffee machine. So when you wake up and you go to make your coffee in the morning, you're reminding yourself of the decision. You're reminding yourself of your standard that you're committing to. Put a Post-it note on the mirror in your bathroom. Whatever the case may be, you're putting the access to the good habit that you want to have in your life, easy access. It's right there. Because chances are, kind of benefiting from laziness here, because it's more convenient for you to eat the banana that's right next to your coffee machine, you're more likely to just eat the banana than you are to pass on it and go get the unhealthy food. Because it's right there. You might as well just do that. Make it easy to access the habits you want to have. Make it easy to achieve those habits and difficult to achieve the habits you want to eliminate. Which leads me to my last thing, which is from Atomic Habits. I'm probably going to butcher this, and that is habit stacking. A habit that you already have, that you like, that is good for you. Like brushing your teeth, for example. I think that's the example they use. And stacking it with something else after. After I brush my teeth, I will do 20 push-ups. After I brush my teeth, I will read 10 pages. After I brush my teeth, I will send out 5 emails, work my social media, etc. Stacking your environment with good habits together is ultimately going to strengthen those things. Ultimately, the idea is to then stack a bunch of good habits together, so now you're stacking wins. But listen, I wanted to keep it short and simple for you guys. I didn't want to go crazy for my first episode, but I want to thank you guys so much for listening. It's been a blast. There's a lot more to come. Obviously, this is only the beginning, but if you got some value, like it, share it, comment. I love talking with you guys, so please comment your thoughts. I would love to hear from you guys. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. I would love to see it. And I've got a challenge for you guys. I'm going to leave you guys with a challenge. And that is, I want you to write down the habit that you're going to introduce, the habit you want to have in your life. That's number one right now, whatever it is. And I want you to DM me at Just Inspire Growth. I'm on all the platforms, but go on to Instagram, Just Inspire Growth. DM me so I know you're serious. DM me so I know you're serious about changing your life, becoming the man that you want to become for those around you. And that way I can hold you accountable. And it goes both ways. I want you to understand that I'm always striving to become somebody better. I want you guys to help hold me accountable. I'm going to be uploading my habit that I want to change, that I want to be better with. So you guys know I'm serious in becoming who I want to become, and you can help me get there. So friends, thank you so much. You know the journey starts now, though. It doesn't start tomorrow. It certainly doesn't wait till Monday to get started. The dream's the goal. It's the life you want to have. It demands greatness. So let's over deliver on that. I'll catch you guys next week. Thank you very much, my friends. Peace.